Yeah, I think a lot of people would ride motorcycles if they had a couple different laws here in the United States. Now, they have these laws pretty much in California, and I'm talking about the white line laws. I don't know what you call them officially, but basically, if the traffic is stopped and you're on a motorcycle, you can go up to the front of traffic or go through the traffic slowly, as long as the traffic's not moving. I know that rule gets broken quite a bit. Now, this picture is more likely from Bangkok, not in Japan or anything, but it's a good display of what happens at a traffic light. All motorcycles go to the front. Now, an example of like Japanese traffic law, and this is the way the laws ought to be in the United States. Japanese traffic law, all two-wheel traffic goes to the front at a traffic light. Now, Americans tend to think that's unfair. I don't know why, but they tend to think it's unfair. And if you try to do that, even sometimes you'll see this in California once in a while, but it can get into some altercations if that's the case. You'll see people kind of move their car so you can't get by, block you and all this garbage. Depends on how threatened they feel, though. They'll do that or not. But in Japan, it's the law. You actually, and I don't have a picture of it here, and I probably have some pictures from when I was over there, that you'll have a traffic line like right here. That's a stop point for cars, and you'll have another traffic line in front of that. That's a stop point for the motorcycles. And in between there's not supposed to be any cars, but it kind of gets all mixed up anyway. And then after that you'll have the pedestrian walkway. So the Japanese law is, and I swear this is smart. This is smart. All traffic goes to the front every time a red light. All motorcycle two-wheel traffic goes to the front every time there's a red light. Now, if you had those type of laws in like New York City, Baltimore, Boston, Chicago, everywhere, there'd be a hell of a lot more motorcycle riding, and on top of it, it saves time, it saves gas, and it's a hell of a lot safer, because when you're in a group like this, or in a group like this, and you all take off together, the motorcycle acceleration is faster than the car, so the bikes have a tendency to get ahead of the cars anyway. And riding as a group, this is not like, an organization, but in other words, it's more like a traffic law. Riding as a group is safer. There's protection from other bikes. There's more visibility. Motorists are more conscious of a group of riders than they are of a single rider. It's a hell of a lot safer. Plus, if you're going through the city and you got 50 million traffic lights, and this happens everywhere. You got this even in suburbia. Right around me, there's like 15 traffic lights just going down this road for 2 miles. And that's not even that much compared to some other places. I've seen other places crossing over a highway. There'll be like 15 traffic lights in a half a mile. So if you had a law like this, it would encourage motorcycle riding, save gas, save people money, make motorcycle riding a lot safer, cheaper, and move traffic along a lot faster. Because anytime you got 1 or 2 people on a motorcycle, you know much more room that leaves on the road in heavy congested traffic in the cities. But somehow, I don't know what, this is something that bugs me, because I have less problem with helmet laws than I do with this white line traffic law that should be implemented. Like, in other words, if I was given a choice between, do you have to wear a helmet, and you're going to have the white line laws where you can do whatever you want, as far as you can go right to the front of the traffic at the red light, and you have to wear a helmet, or you can't have the white line laws and you don't have to wear a helmet. I'd be taking like, the helmet wouldn't bother me as much, because I always look at that as like a little stone and bug protector, and I wear it anyway, because I don't think it's going to help me in a fashion with a traffic accident. It probably may not, but I know in many cases the helmet helped me in a case of like rocks coming off of wheels of 18-wheelers, bugs, that were pretty good size, they're almost like a rock, and they hit you in the helmet, so that's something good. But this law about white lining, it could save so much time. But in the United States, there's like a resentment, I swear to God, from people who are in cars that don't like people getting to the front of traffic. And I know there's irresponsible motorcycle riders out there. They'll go blast off like a rocket, and they'll be weaving through traffic when traffic's going about 75 miles an hour too. I mean, yeah, they got riders like that, which I don't think they last too long, to tell you the truth, because the law of averages is going to catch up to you at one point in time. But they're breaking the white line law right there too. But I mean, if this law was implemented in the United States the way it is in Japan, and this is not Japan, this is, I think, Bangkok, but Japan, they even have it better. Like I said, you would have you'd have a line here for the cars, then a line in front of that is for the motorcycles. And all is supposed to be in between those two lines is where the bikes are, not supposed to be any cars. In practice, it gets a little mixed up, but generally all the bikes stay together. Makes it a lot safer for the bikes going as a group. And you take off together, there's a little more acceleration on the bikes. So to get ahead together as a pack, and they go to the next stoplight, and then weave slowly through the traffic to the top, the front again. You know how much gasoline and things like that and money that would save people and time? It would make motorcycle riding actually a pleasure. And, it's the fact that we don't have these laws. The only place I really know we have these laws like this, and they're not even as good as in Japan or Bangkok, is in California. But on the East Coast, if you try to do any of this crap, these people get mad. The only way they don't get mad is they feel that, you're going to get mad at them because they're impeding your way. But, by law, you're not supposed to do that. So that's the thing. I mean, I'm thinking, that's a dumb law. That's a dumb law. Motorcycle white lining, as far as like when you're stopped in traffic and there's a traffic jam, should be legal in all 50 states. Not only legal, but encouraged. Because it's a lot safer when motorcycles all go to the front of the traffic at the red light. And like in Japan, they'll have two lines. One for motorcycles, and behind that line, so many meters, feet, whatever the hell it is, it'll be the stop line for the cars. And the cars are not supposed to, violate that area where the motorcycles are allowed to be stopped. Much safer. Because every car that's off the road that's replaced by a motorcycle, all of a sudden you got a lot less traffic on the road. And think about what that means in the big cities. It means it's a hell of a lot easier to get around. So I think it's a great idea. But, I don't know. The American attitude, sometimes I wonder about it, It's, I don't know. I think there's like a thing about bikes in the United States. It's more a recreational thing and a Hollywood thing than a serious transportation thing. And I don't get that sometimes. To me, it's a serious transportation thing. Very practical. Save you money. Could get you killed, I know. But, so can anything else. A lot of things can get you killed. So it's like, but, like I said, this is something that it helps motorcycle safety to a great degree. Besides cutting down on time and, also making it more pleasurable for the ride. You get to point A to point B through 15 traffic lights in half the time without any speeding, just because you're allowed to go to the front of the traffic. And you don't impede the cars because the bikes take off faster. You're not in the way of the cars. There's more acceleration. You don't interfere with the cars travel in any respect. So it's no problem with them. I just think some people just get mad because you're getting it to some place faster than they are. They say, that ain't fair. And I say, it is fair. It's like you're riding a bike, so you got different rules. I mean, it's not like you're, like I said, in Japan, in a lot of other countries, this is the law. Works a hell of a lot better, works a hell of a lot safer for the bikes. Saves gas, saves people time. I don't know, Americans aren't aware of this, but if they were aware of it, there'd be a lot more riders because it would be much easier to get around town.